Canada, a land of beautiful wildlife and epic landscapes, where you can explore soaring mountains and winding rivers. But of course, that has all changed. In the midst of a global pandemic, an earth-shaking event, tourism and adventures around the world have ground to a halt. My name is Oliver Wheeldon. At the end of last year, I moved here to explore as much as I can. In the past few months, I've been travelling on road trips to witness the breathtaking landscapes and beautiful nature that makes this country so famous. When COVID first hit Canada and everyone's offices started shutting down, people were told to self-isolate. Everyone had the same idea: come to the mountains. Because everyone had the same idea to head to the national parks, the government had to close all of them. In this unprecedented move, natural spots of beauty, huge tourist attractions for Canada, remain completely empty, even blocking off roadside viewpoints with closure barriers. The point of this was simple: to stop people gathering in the same places and stop people going to smaller town communities where they can't handle the spread of the virus. But some places remain open. But in the midst of a global shutdown, shut borders and no flights happening, I wanted to see how these places are looking with no one coming to visit.
So to answer this question, I have spent 5 days living in my car,
using locally produced hand sanitizer from the breweries in Canada, living in isolation in nature, just to see what it actually looks like.
particularly to see Lake Louise. This is a massive tourist attraction, possibly one of Canada's most famous landscapes, and it's a ski town. This place right now should be packed with people getting in the last ski runs of the season, and the hotels and everything will be whirring to life, getting ready for the summer tourists.
But with locked doors and empty streets, it feels more like a ghost town. I first came to Lake Louise in 2016, and this broadwalk along the front of the lake was heaving with tourists, covered in ponchos, taking pictures the length of the lake. The hotel was full of guests, and there were people kayaking on the water. At this time of year, there would be ice skating on the water, but right now, there is no one. And it is very surreal. These places should be heaving with people. This should be the start of the spring tourism for Canada. There's no guests, there's no visitors, there's no locals. It's dead silent. It's like this whole place has just been forgotten in time. There's no one here. You can hear a generator running, maybe. I heard icicles falling off the roof and shattering on the ground. It is just like this place has been abandoned and forgotten and lost in time. Now that the sun has come out, there is one group of people here, and I just asked who they are. They're the hotel staff. They still live on the premises. There's nothing to do, so they're just hanging out in the sun, taking in the view, snowboarding on the banks. They just have the run of the place. This adventure has been amazing, and to see these sights almost privately has been incredible, but it's not something to celebrate. There's only one thing really to do now, which is go home. So what's the lesson? Well, travelling as much as I can, living out my car in isolation, whilst I get to see these sights, it's very lonely and just not worth the risk to myself or to others. The only encounters I've had are at gas stations, where I'll still obviously wipe down the pumps. I've pre-cooked and packed all my own food, but it can be on clothes, it can be anywhere. It's just not worth the risk. And these places will still be here when we're ready for them again. Hopefully in the not too distant future.